Good morning, watu wa Mungu. Karibuni sana. Welcome back to Rose Salwa. Here we are about vulnerability, acceptance and hope. We, leo umeifanya vizuri.
Hey, my friend.
We are vulnerable people. We say things as they are, and we are born again. Of course, our aim is to have people, is to lead people to godliness. Now, if you're new here, karibu sana. If somebody just shared this link with you, karibu sana. Please take time and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember to hit the notification bell so that anytime we upload any new content, you are part of us. Now, if you have always been here and you consume our content and you are there waiting every time, asante sana. We do not take you for granted. We celebrate you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Now, you realize that in the last few episodes, we have been coming, Rose and Salwa. We have been coming, the two of us. Why? Because we are talking issues marriage. And you know, issues marriage, you can't talk alone. You are not married to yourself. We are the two of us. Now, today, as promised in the previous video, we want to talk about
Sex.
We want to talk about sex in marriage. So this video is not for children. This video is not for children. So we were talking about factors affecting marriage and the things that could be affecting marriage, and we realized that one of those factors in our 6 years of marriage and interacting with people and couples and many other things, we realized that, and even from our own experience, we realized that one of the biggest factors that affects marriage is sex. Of course, in our previous video, we addressed the foundation. So, foundation, where it concerns sex, has to be very serious and be handled with a lot of care. Now, Salwa was talking about sex and saying, let me talk to this. We were talking to the sister or to the brother.
The sisters.
Okay.
Now.
Sawa. So this is in regards to expectations. Of course, we do not have a monopoly of understanding, but we will just share vulnerably about what we have learned between the two of us. Sex in marriage sometimes is the big issue that is not being addressed. So you hear irreconcilable differences, Pastor. We cannot talk about it.
He stopped loving me. I no longer feel loved. Those things.
So what is the problem with sex in marriage?
I think for many people, when we get into marriage, particularly the men, we are looking forward to having sex. I want to imagine even the ladies do. And when we get into...
We are scared. Some are scared.
Some are scared. But when we get into marriage, sometimes the expectations are not met. And particularly sexual satisfaction for the lady she's not satisfied. And that becomes a big problem. And because of our culture and the context where we live, it is not easy for you just to wake up and go and tell the friend to your husband that, you know, this guy is not satisfied. It's very disrespectful. In fact, don't do it. Don't do it. Maybe if you have to talk to somebody, talk to him and find a way that it is not going to make him feel a failure. One thing that I would love to say for those of us who are in marriage and perhaps we are struggling in that area of sex. Sex is a
intimacy.
Skill. Yes, that area of intimacy.
Through sex or intimacy with sex.
Let's call it as it is, sex. The thing is, it is more of a skill that is perfected with time. When you got married to this brother, this lover of yours, he probably did not have experience, a lot of experience. And the more he is exercising that gift, if it is a gift, the more he's having sex, the longer he will stay. One of the struggles, of course, is that the brother cannot last long enough. Just gets there and releases and sleeps. And many ladies are pained by that. I'm not saying that it should be happening that way, but I'm saying let's work together to the extent that we are growing this skill together. A time will come when we will actually both be enjoying. One of the things is that men's sex drive is fast but short. Right? Fast but short. It's like that, the way the Chinese say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. Many men go fast and therefore they go alone, and that explains why they leave you hanging. They leave the lady hanging. And that can be a terrible source of conflict in the marriage. So let's be patient. Let's grow together in this area. Let's be open to learn. What can we do to improve the length of time that the man takes to actually before he loses his stability when doing sex,
when having.
Yes.
So yeah, so we are both learning. We are all of us learning. Of course, this marriage is ours, so we are here learning, and it is not time to blame one another, or it's time to grow together and get to learn together. But I also think it has a lot of, especially for we the ladies, it has a lot to do with inaitwa nini, what do I call it? No, love language. Yes, love language. Okay. So understanding what is your spouse's love language, so that now that prepares them. Yes, preparation, their love language, so that you are not failing in everything, or I don't feel like you're failing in everything, or you don't think I am failing in everything. So I understand your love language. What is it that when I do, you feel loved? What is it that when you do, I feel loved? You understand? So what is it that makes me ready and excited? So as we learn together. Because cheating has never been, it's not a solution. You know, cheating is not a solution to make the other person, you are not punishing the other person. If anything, you are cheating against your own body, you are sinning against God, you will live with that guilty. So you would rather work with what you have and grow it. And there's no baby born walking. Every baby is born, and the only thing is breast milk, or probably none. And then after that, you start weaning at 6 months. 6 months is a long time. You wean, and then they start taking food, soft food, and then dry food. By the time they can chew meat by themselves, it's almost 3 or so years. Some chew at 2 years, others 3 years, others at 4 years. So it is the same analogy with intimacy in marriage. So as you get intimate, be patient with one another, get to learn one another, get to learn this person. Why am I expecting that they are so experienced? Your experience and it all happy. If they walked with the Lord and they have come purely here, we are going to learn together. So it is a delicate matter. It is a matter where some people resort into cheating, other people resort into watching pornography, other people resort into taking drugs. So drugs zinaitangwa aje?
Viagra
And the rest.
the brothers.
Because the brother is so much pressurized to be able to perform. Other people start disrespecting one another. You hear a couple, husband and wife telling the husband, where were you, a fellow woman, or all those kind of bad language that you use on one another. So it's to learn that we are both learning. We are both learning
Yes.
on this journey. And then I also think it is very, for me as a woman, I don't know, I've never been a man, but I think it is wrong or insensitive of me, or of me saying, like going to somebody else to talk about his sexuality.
Yeah. It's disrespect.
I think it's putting out your dirty linen in public.
In public.
Like I go to, of course, that can be done with a best couple. The person that witnessed your marriage, uzazi wako wa ndoa, can be discussed with a best couple,
yes.
or can be discussed with a counselor. But you cannot discuss that with
another person, or
yes, especially in the, you can't, you huwezi muanika. That's what I meant to say.
Even discussing with the best couple, it needs to be, have the two of you first of all had that conversation. Then if you need to go to the best couple about that conversation, it should be, we are going to find help, not like I'm going to report you. That brings a different interpretation and understanding, particularly to men. So talk to one another, figure out what can we do. Try to talk to one another. There's a lot of information again available. Talk to one another, communicate. There is a lot of information that is available that you can actually decide to learn together, so that you improve. Where you totally need another person to come in, then let it be limited to just your best couple. But it has to be a mutual agreement that we will go and talk about this matter to so and so. Now, that does not mean that you can't talk to somebody else. For example, I can talk to a man, an older man who probably is experienced. Of course, I will not know who is satisfying or who is, no, I will just talk to another man, particularly depending with the relationship that we have. If it is my best man, that is good enough. I can talk to them as an individual, as a man. How can I improve on this for the purposes of being mentored? Now, it doesn't have to be like they will take me through practicals. They can tell me, how do I improve my sex life with my wife, not with any other person. And the lady can as well talk to someone who has been in marriage for long. Most probably they are best maid, and they can be able to give very useful information from their experience, and then they can be able to see what can they adopt to help them make their sex life in their marriage better. But do not be in a rush. Don't be too quick to go out there and just tell people that I am not satisfied or I am not satisfying my wife. It won't help you. It won't help you. Yes.
Thank you so much. And for the youth, young people that follow us on this channel,
yes, you talk to the girls, then I'll talk to the boys.
For the young people, for the girl child, it is not outdated, it's not old school for you to get married a virgin.
Yes,
that is a godly value. That is how it was from the beginning. So do not feel the pressure of now wanting to go and gain experience, I don't know from where. tulia, wait, you will get here. By the way, somehow the enemy uses our anxiety to kill us. Like when you are not married, you really want sex. I want this guy, and then when you get married, you know, marriage is not about sex. Marriage is not about intimacy. Marriage has many things. You can even stay for a month or two without getting intimate. Oh, kumbe unakuanga hapa. So do not rush. Keep yourself. Walk with God. Do not subject yourself to pornography. Do not subject yourself, because you subject yourself to bad, dirty content. That dirty content leads you to pornography. If it's a sexual content, leads you to pornography, and then pornography leads you to masturbation, and then now it's either you go to masturbation or you go to sleeping with people. So walk purely with God. Walk purely with God. We that have crossed and are on this side of marriage, vitu kwa ground ni different. Life is very different here. When you get here, you realize, why was I in a hurry? So do not be in a hurry. Do not, again, I repeat, do not give husband privileges to somebody who is not your husband, or give wife privileges to somebody who is not your wife. So do not feel the pressure, young man, to get the experience, or they say that you go for test drive.
Young man, you are not a car, and that girl is not a car to be tested before it is purchased. If you try that route, remember we talked previously about foundations. You will have laid a wrong foundation, and it is going to eat you up. It's going to eat you up. It's going to affect you and your spouse. It's going to affect your children and their children. Please abstain. The best way to prepare yourself for sex,
for successful marriage,
in marriage, is actually not having sex before marriage. Abstain until you are married. And no one has ever died because of not having sex.
And thank you so much for being part of Rose Salwa. We really appreciate. Thank you so much for coming back again and still continuing to consume your content. This video, we take note that it's a very sensitive video. So please do not share it with people that are not of age to consume the content that we have shared here. Thank you so much. We here at Rose Salwa, it is bye-bye until next time.
Bye.